How's everybody?
I'm doing good. It's a beautiful day out there.
Yes, it is. I'm going for a hike later.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, this weather is spectacular.
It's 10 hours.
You got a friend in me. You got a friend in me. When the road looks rough ahead and you're miles and miles from your nice warm bed, you just remember what your old pal said. Boy, you got a friend in me. Yeah, you got a friend in me. You got a friend in me. You got a friend in me. If you got troubles, then I got them too. There isn't anything I wouldn't do for you. If we stick together, we can see it through. 'Cause you got a friend in me. Yeah, you got a friend in me. Some of the folks might be a little bit smarter than I am. Bigger and stronger too. Maybe, but none of them will ever love you the way I do. It's me and you, boy. And as the years go by, our friendship will never die. You're gonna see it's our destiny. You got a friend in me. You got a friend in me. Yeah, you got a friend in me.
Good morning. Janen and I would love to begin before the welcome with a few readings on friendship. Thomas Aquinas says, there's nothing on this earth to be prized as true friendship.
Robert Louis Stevenson, a friend is a gift you give yourself.
Marcel Proust says, let us be grateful to friends who make us happy. They are the charming gardeners who make our souls blossom.
Anais Nin, each friend represents a world in us, a world not born until they arrive. It is only by this meeting that a new world is born.
Henry Nguyen says, when we honestly ask ourselves which person in our lives means the most to us, we often find it is those who, instead of giving advice, solutions, or cures, have chosen rather to share our pain and touch our wounds with a warm and tender hand. The friend who can be silent with us in a moment of despair and confusion, who can stay with us in an hour of grief and bereavement, who can tolerate not knowing, not curing, not healing, and face with us the reality of our powerlessness, that is a friend who cares.
Kahil Gibran, let there be no purpose in friendship save the deepening of the spirit. Your friend is your needs answered.
Thomas Jefferson, I never consider a difference of opinion in politics, in religion, in philosophy as a cause for withdrawing from a friend.
Balthazar Grayson, true friendship multiplies the good in life and divides its evils. Strive to have friends, for life without friends is like life on a desert island.
Dinah Craig, a friend is one to whom one may pour out all the contents of one's heart, chaff and grain together, knowing the gentlest of hands will take and sift it, keep what is worth keeping, and with a breath of kindness blow the rest away.
And unknown, a friend is someone who understands your past, believes in your future, and accepts you today just the way you are.
It was President Lincoln who said the better part of one's life consists of friendship. Today, our service is a celebration of all those people who make our lives worth living. Welcome to the Tamaqua Unitarian Universalist Congregation. I'm Clare Hammoor, the Ministerial Intern, and I'm so excited to be having the service with Janen Wright, our Director of Religious Education, and a special shout out to Chad Escalier for being our fearless Zoomer today. We are pleased to have you here, no matter who you are, who you love, where you are, or what you believe. This morning, we're going to celebrate the gift of friendship and gratitude and cats on adventures in our windows. We welcome any newcomers. And if you are new here today and you would be willing for us to welcome you, if you could put your name in the chat, we'd love to give you a special hello. And if not, you could also just direct chat me or Janen, and we could make sure to add you to our newsletter. Please continue to keep your microphones muted for the best sound, except for during joys and sorrows. And we will be recording the service for everyone who is not here. And now I'm so excited that Aiden Christensen will officially start us by reading our chalice lighting.
Day breaks on our gratitude for family and friends, for the freedom to find our own truth, for the company of those who gather here, and the promises we offer one another. Let the light of day bring the grace of faith into our lives. Now come, let us worship together. Please recite with me our congregational affirmation. Love is the spirit of this church, and service its call. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another.
Thank you, Aiden. This morning I get to talk about friendship, which is one of my favorite topics. When my husband and I decided we had to leave the very dogmatic faith that we both grew up in, it left a very large hole in my life where God and my church used to be. I'd been raised to believe that the very reason I was here on earth was to pass a test of obedience by believing and adhering to all the doctrines of the church that we both belonged to. This was ultimately so that we could make it back to heaven and live with God for time and all eternity. So, when my husband and then I rejected this view of our purpose here on earth, we literally had to ask ourselves, well, if none of what we've been focused on for 27 years plus matters, what does matter? It didn't take long to realize the answer. Our marriage matters, our kids matter, our families matter, our friends matter. So in other words, it is relationship that matters. Ultimately, relationships are what make life worth living. If we take the broad definition of friendship, which is a mutual feeling of like and support, I believe every good relationship has a component of friendship to it. Some friendships go deep because we lower our guard and actually let someone in close enough to really get to know us. Other friendships are not that deep, but significant all the same. I've heard it expressed that, like the word love, we throw around the term friendship too loosely, but I totally do not agree. I say there's a good reason for using the word friend liberally. My life has shown me that all types and all levels of friends are important. Sure, it's a wonderful thing to have someone like the friend I have in my husband, who I can bare my very soul to and who knows all the good and bad about me and chooses to love me anyway. But let me give you 3 other examples of friendships that have blessed my life. When I was a missionary in Honduras, my companion and I rented a room from a good Catholic family. Although we paid another lady to cook for us, whenever the mom of this household laid a meal on the table, if we were anywhere in the vicinity, she insisted that we eat with her and her large family. It's not like she needed 2 more mouths to feed, but that's just the way she was. And if we came home late, she would get up from her bed and fix us a snack because she couldn't stand the thought of us going to bed hungry. Whenever the dad of this household felt that our appointments took us to a bad part of town where 2 girls shouldn't be on their own, he would accompany us to our charlas. And he would also come pick us up when we were done. This couple took us under their wing as if we were their own daughters. They chose to extend the hand of friendship to us, and the memory of their care still warms my heart to this very day. I didn't have to bare my soul to them for them to be a friend. In high school in Hawaii, this is case number 2, I once found myself the target of a group of girls who wanted to beat me up because I missed the final ball in a PE volleyball game, which meant our team lost. For some reason, a large and intimidating Polynesian girl, one I barely knew, stood up for me and told these angry girls that they would have to beat her up before she would allow them to pick on a haole. That's what they called us white people. This was a ready-made friend that I very, very much appreciated. For some reason I'll never know, this girl chose to be my friend that day. And in my freshman year of college, when I was lonely and didn't have a single friend yet, I signed up to read to people who were sight impaired. I was assigned to a 48-year-old lady named Ruth, who couldn't see well enough to read print, but who could fix anything with an engine. She was studying to be a mechanic, and in return for my reading her the most dull books you can ever imagine, we became great friends. She lived in a trailer on the beach, and we spent hours and hours walking and talking about everything under the sun. It didn't matter to her that I was only an 18-year-old girl. She always told me that she thought I had a very old spirit, and Ruth became my best friend in college. Look back at your life and think of the friendships you've been part of. Then imagine your life without those relationships, and I think you'll find that suddenly all the light goes out of the landscape. It fascinates me how the depth of friendship doesn't always depend on the length of acquaintance. There are some people you feel connected to the minute you meet them, and others you come to like and appreciate more and more with the passage of time. My little sister and I are 10 years apart in age, but over the years, as our lives have become more similar, we've grown very close. I can tell her anything and everything, and I do. We have one of those relationships where through talking, we take our lives apart, analyze every facet, and then put them back together again in better working order. My wish for the whole world is to have a friend like that. I learned the hard way that some friendships aren't strong enough to handle the weight of honesty. I've learned that it's worth making a friend, even if you'll never see that person again, like at a conference or a weekend. I truly believe that all friends leave an imprint in our life and on our heart, and that everyone we truly meet changes our life in some way. I felt the pain of being betrayed by one who I thought was a true friend. But all in all, when it comes to friendships that I've been part of over half a century now, the good outweighs the bad so substantially that I can say without any reservation that friendships are what make life worth living. I want to challenge us all to take a minute to truly be grateful for the friends that have blessed each of our lives. It's a really fun exercise, one we did in Heart to Heart, to take out a piece of paper and list all the friends you can think of from preschool going forward. Then write some thank you notes. Voicing our gratitude to some of these key people in our lives reminds us of how blessed we are and also strengthens that relationship. I value the friends I've had in every place that I've lived throughout my life, and my life has been made richer for being part of our Namakwa UU congregation. The friends I've made in RE and meditation and heart to heart and the parent group give meaning to my life and make me want to get up in the morning. These friends are truly my needs answered, as Gibran said. If anyone's new here with us, I can guarantee, absolutely guarantee you that you can find wonderful friends here in Namakwa. I'll close with the last stanza of a well-known poem by Stan Walter Floss. You've all heard this. It's one of my favorites. Let me live in my house by the side of the road where the race of men go by. They are good, they are bad, they are weak, they are strong, wise, foolish, so am I. Then why should I sit in the scorner's seat or hurl the cynic's ban? Let me live in my house by the side of the road and be a friend to man. What a great opportunity we have in this life to be a friend and to have friends. What a great opportunity we have at Namakwa in particular to have friends of all different generations and all types as we share our wonderful theology of love and acceptance. Friendship is surely life's greatest blessing. Now sit back and enjoy this old classic, He Ain't Heavy, He's My Brother by the Hollies.
In you go, take two.
road is long with a many winding turn that leads us to knows where, who knows where. But I'm strong enough to carry him. Oh yeah, he heavy, he's my brother. So on we go. His welfare is my concern. No burden he seems to bear. We'll get there. For I know he would not come
Sometimes our families can feel heavy and wonderful and joyful and hard all at the same time. And as we're stepping into Thanksgiving, those are some thoughts that I bring to our joys and sorrows today. This is an opportunity for anyone to share something that they are feeling grateful for today, a joy or a sorrow that they've had in their life they would like for us to hold. And after hearing each person, I'll invite you to respond and to close the loop of witnessing what they have to say by saying, we hear you, we hold you, and we care for you. If you would like to share or be willing to give us the blessing of sharing, if you'll put your name in the chat, that would be very helpful, and we can go down that order. Laurel, will you start us off, please?
Hi, I wanted to celebrate the joy that my grandson Henry turned 6, and yesterday Francie and I got to meet his friends, and it was like one of the best birthday parties I've ever been to. So happy birthday to little Henry, and his 3 grandmas were there.
Happy birthday to Henry and to his grandmas and to his family and to many more beautiful birthdays. Let's all say, we hear you, we hold you, we care for you. Thank you, Laurel. Norma.
I just learned Friday that not a close friend, but a friend that I had in college. We were both non-traditional students at a college where we commuted to. So we weren't in a, college social atmosphere, older than most of the other students, but we kind of buddied around between classes and so forth. And I learned several months ago that he had leukemia, but he passed away on November 4th. And I just learned that. So that was a sadness, another grief, but the joy of knowing him was great. So thank you.
So for the joy of knowing him, for the grief that you're in and the grief of his family, let's all say, we hear you, we hold you, and we care for you. Thank you, Norma. Aiden.
I mean, it's nothing too special. It was just my birthday on the 12th, so 9 days ago.
Thank you for sharing. For Aiden's birthday and for many birthdays to come, let's all say, we hear you, we hold you, and we care for you. Thank you, Aiden. Nathan.
There you go.
I randomly had a tough time this last weekend, and I went into a 7-Eleven and met these 2 really amazing store clerks that gave me quite a bunch of time to talk to me, and that was really the best thing that I probably would have never expected.
So for you and having a hard time, Nathan, and for the grace of those store clerks, let's all say, we hear you, we hold you, and we care for you. Thank you, Nathan.
Yeah.
Peter.
Today is my brother-in-law Bill's birthday. He can be very cranky, and we could not be more diametrically opposed politically, but I still wish him a happy birthday.
So for your cranky conservative brother and for all the cranky conservatives in our lives, let's say, we hear you, we hold you, and we care for you. Thank you, Peter. Pete.
I'm sorry, had trouble finding the mute button. This one finally went out and made it official that she's retired. Okay, we went out to dinner last night and I'm holding her to it. So I want everybody to know.
Thank you for sharing. Congratulations for the joy of retirement and the adventures to come. Let's all say, we hear you, we hold you, and we care for you. Congratulations. Thank you for sharing. Is there anyone else this morning that would like to share? Oh, Mim does.
Okay. I am a little schizophrenic right now. I'm excited because I'm going to Chicago to visit my family and especially my grandson and long time friends, like 30-year friends. And I'm concerned because I can't take Herbie with me. And he's so old and he doesn't seem to be doing very well. And so it's a concern because he's been my buddy for 19 years, which is pretty fucking awesome. And anyway, so if people would send their blessings to my old cat and this old lady, I would be most grateful.
Can I invite everyone to take two hands up to the screen here and just take a moment to send a blessing to Herbie today for the gift that Herbie has been to him and the gift that Herbie continues to be. Thank you. And Mim, for your joy of your travel and the gift of Herbie, we say we hear you and we hold you and we care for you. Thank you. Janet.
Well, I normally just immediately go into denial, but now I'm going to go into concern. My eldest daughter, Michelle, my little best buddy, she went to the endocrinologist and they did an MRI on her thyroid and they found 2 growths, one on each side. So they're going to do, of course, biopsies and see what's up with that. But her father had to have had a goiter at 11, had half of his thyroid removed. So I have, I'm concerned about Michelle and her little thyroid. So if you guys give, good juju and great thoughts and prayer, if you do that to Michelle.
So for Michelle and for your love of Michelle and for her healing and growth, let's all say, we hear you and we hold you and we care for you. Thank you, Janet.
Thank you.
For all that we've said out loud, all that's deep in our hearts and too tender to share, and all the life we have yet to live, let's say one more time, we hear you, we hold you, and we care for you. We will now have a musical response.
Saw a woman on the street. I thought it was my mother. It caught my breath, but when she turned, I could see it was another. Brief encounters, tricks of light. How I wish for things with all my might. Keep gathering for flight, but we'll return when the time is right. Today I sense that all is near, evermore and soon to be. Then I stand between our sins, everything we need. Press my palm tree after tree, feel the weight of time. The light came down in silver threads, all mixed with rain and pine. Now I don't know and never will just keep getting filled. How healing comes and hope rebuilds. Today I sense that all is near, evermore and soon to be. Within us and between us is everything we need. Right. It's always been right here, hidden in plain sight. Everything will go to dust, but from the dust returns. The leaves drip down without regret as another season turns. I dreamt of water every night while you slept and dreamt of air and light. And I pray we all find clearer sight, and in turning round we come round right. Today I sense that all is near, evermore and soon to be. Within us and between us is everything we need.
Our time for all ages today is a story that I love because it's a little bit sticky. It's a little bit tricky. And so I invite you to experience it read to you with an open heart. And we're going to watch a video of it so you can really see the delicate illustrations. And then we'll be back to talk about it. Here is The Giving Tree by Shel Silverstein.
The Giving Tree by Shel Silverstein. Once there was a tree, and she loved a little boy. And every day the boy would come, and he would gather her leaves and make them into crowns and play king of the forest. He would climb up her trunk and swing from her branches and eat apples. And they would play hide and go seek. And when he was tired, he would sleep in her shade. And the boy loved the tree very much, and the tree was happy. But time went by, and the boy grew older. And the tree was often alone. Then one day the boy came to the tree, and the tree said, "Come, boy, come and climb up my trunk and swing from my branches and eat apples and play in my shade and be happy." "I am too big to climb and play," said the boy. "I want to buy things and have fun. I want some money. Can you give me some money?" I'm sorry, said the tree, but I have no money. I have only leaves and apples. Take my apples, boy, and sell them in the city. Then you will have money and you will be happy. And so the boy climbed up the tree and gathered her apples and carried them away, and the tree was happy. But the boy stayed away for a long time, and the tree was sad. And then one day the boy came back, and the tree shook with joy, and she said, "Come, boy, climb up my trunk and swing from my branches and be happy." "I am too busy to climb trees," said the boy. "I want a house to keep me warm," he said. "I want a wife and I want children, and so I need a house. Can you give me a house?" "I have no house," said the tree. "The forest is my house, but you may cut off my branches and build a house. Then you will be happy." And so the boy cut off her branches and carried them away to build his house. And the tree was happy. But the boy stayed away for a long time, and when he came back, the tree was so happy she could hardly speak. "Come, boy," she whispered, "come and play." "I am too old and sad to play," said the boy. "I want a boat that will take me far away from here. Can you give me a boat?" "Cut down my trunk and make a boat," said the tree. "Then you can sail away and be happy." And so the boy cut down her trunk and made a boat and sailed away. And the tree was happy, but not really. And after a long time, the boy came back again. "I am sorry, boy," said the tree, "but I have nothing left to give you. My apples are gone." "My teeth are too weak for apples," said the boy. "My branches are gone," said the tree. "You cannot swing on them." "I am too old to swing on branches," said the boy. "My trunk is gone," said the tree. "You cannot climb." "I am too tired to climb," said the boy. "I am sorry," sighed the tree. "I wish that I could give you something, but I have nothing left. I am just an old stump. I am sorry." "I don't need very much now," said the boy. "Just a quiet place to sit and rest. I am very tired." "Well," said the tree, straightening herself up as much as she could, "while an old stump is good for sitting and resting, come, boy, sit down and rest." And the boy did, and the tree was happy. The end.
Today, I want to make a stump speech. As the story goes, in the early days, the settlers of America found stumps everywhere. Trees toppled quickly, and thousands of stumps were left behind. Local leaders began to use them as mini stages to get above the heads of a crowd, to be heard, to be seen, to be considered. But they were more than on top of these toppled trees. They were pulling energy from their deep roots, grounded in the earth with words shouting to the sky. These women and men made speeches that evolved into the quick and oft-repeated addresses of contemporary politicians. Well, today, I want to hop on the stump of the giving tree to make a speech about the boy and the tree. Won't you stand by me? Why be happy when you could be interesting? The contemporary philosopher Slavoj Žižek is known for asking this question over and over again. Why be happy when you could be interesting? It's a question that stumped me the first time I considered it. Sorry, I couldn't help it. The question belies the importance of happiness by contrasting depth and wonder. In the giving tree, the tree gives and gives, and the boy takes and takes, both in search of happiness. I want to admonish the boy for taking too much and shout at the tree for giving too much. But underneath the relationship is, as Shel Silverstein writes, the pursuit of happiness. 11 times throughout the course of the book, the word happy is mentioned. A goal, a pursuit, an insatiable desire. Few children's books are considered classics, ruffle as many feathers as The Giving Tree. Ruth Margolette was an editor who turned down the book for publication and later recalled, "My interpretation is that that was one dum-dum of a tree giving everything and expecting nothing in return." Recently, the playwright Topher Payne created an alternative ending to the story called The Tree Who Set Healthy Boundaries, in which the tree denies the boy a house from its trunk and instead challenges him to consider an empathetic response to the tree's gifts. It ends with the boy's children and grandchildren playing in the branches of the tree for years to come. I can see those dilemmas and solutions within this story, but I want to get to the root of the problem. Let's not branch out too far, because the seed of this story is one concerned with the search for happiness. In considering this pursuit, Zizek admonishes those whose sole focus is happiness. He writes, "Happiness was never important. The problem is that we don't know what we really want. What makes us happy is not to get what we want, but to dream about it." When those dreams become a reality, are we suddenly happy? Or is our happiness only bound up in the next dream? The philosopher and Holocaust survivor Viktor Frankl challenges us similarly when he writes, "Don't aim at success. The more you aim at it and make it a target, the more you're going to miss it. For success, like happiness, cannot be pursued. It must ensue. And it only does so as the unintended side effect of one's personal dedication to a cause greater than oneself, or as the byproduct of one's surrender to a person other than oneself. Happiness must happen, and the same holds for success. You have to let it happen by not caring about it." If we consider the possibilities of non-pursuit, of being interested beyond the quest for happiness, we're in good company. The work of liberal religion in our times is to complicate binaries and simplistic narratives, and then to thrive and grow in that difficult liminal space. Meaning making happens when we find ourselves in the interstices of the world, not in black and white. And that is uncomfortable. Radical knowledge and the willingness to pursue truths is not easy. It is not a search for happiness. But perhaps it is a part of what Frankl would see as our search for meaning. If ignorance is bliss, what are we doing here as Unitarian Universalists? How does our liberal religion contrast a conservative one? Here's Zizek as useful again as he situates his opposition in saying, conservatives are therefore fully justified in legitimizing their opposition to radical knowledge in terms of happiness. Ultimately, knowledge makes us unhappy. So if our goal is the pursuit of meaning rather than happiness, and we know that this goal might well make us unhappy in some ways, what do we have to sustain our search? What can we use to feed ourselves and others in this quest to be curious and interesting? I believe this is where the work of friendship and gratitude can be especially impactful. We don't have to do it alone. Stand by me. Today, I invite you to consider the ways in which you are giving and receiving gratitude in your relationships. Janen gave us a number of beautiful examples at the beginning of the service today. With roots of friendship deep in the earth and words of gratitude thrust up into the sky, I invite you to get curious about your own pursuit for meaning, and more importantly, how you might sustain it through a practice of gratitude. In a community that sees and values you for who you are and what you do. In a community that does more than just take from you. In a community that does more than just give to you. What do you need to do to find this community? What do you need to do to sustain this community? This is the path into the good life, a life of meaning and interest and purpose. Not a life lived as a cautionary tale, but one with an abundance of complications. In that life, happiness will come. You just have to let it happen by not caring about it. May we all find our lives more and more interesting. May it be so.
And now for our offertory. One of the ways that Namaqua lives by our principles is by giving half of our collection plate to support our community. This quarter, we'll donate half our collection to the food bank of Larimer County. As the holidays roll in, this is a very worthy cause. I know that food banks play a crucial role in any community. And the Larimer Food Bank is committed to not only providing the day-to-day nutritional assistance to people in need, but also to help stabilize their lives by providing health, hope, and putting them on a path to sufficiency. So to donate, Chad will display a link in the chat box that invites us to give, and you can also mail your donation to the church. While we do this, we're going to listen to a song requested by Claire, Stand By Me by Tracy Chapman.
When the night has come and the land is dark and the moon is the only light we see, no, I won't be afraid. No, I won't be afraid. Just as long as you stand by me. Oh, darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. If the sky we look upon should tumble and fall, or the mountains should crumble to the sea, I won't cry, no, I won't shed a tear. Just as long as you stand by me. Oh, darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Stand by me.
We dedicate ourselves and these are offerings to the vision of this congregation, which is to radiate love, peace, and justice. As together we work to build beloved community. And now Elena Irving is so sweet, she agreed to read us a poem for our extinguishing our chalice. Elena?
Make new friends, but keep the old. One is silver, the other gold. Its circle is round, it has no end. That's how long I'll be your friend. You help me and I'll help you, and together we will see it through.
Thank you. And our closing song is called Thank You. Thank you, Elena.
It's the way you smile at me. It's the way you make me laugh. It's the way you always find the words to say. Everything that you give, everything that you take, it's the way you choose to meet me halfway. I'm so glad we share this world. Your love's a gift, I treasure it. So thank you, thank you, thank you for being you. Your open arms know how to hold. Your open door welcomes me. Your honesty is something I take comfort in. Showing me the perfect day. You show me love my eyes can't see. Because of you, my life is simply beautiful. So thank you, thank you, thank you for being your love's a gift, I treasure it. Simply beautiful. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for being you.
We close with a blessing for everyone going into the holidays. Spirit of life, be with us in our joy around our tables. Be with us in our sorrow for those that aren't at the table with us. Keep us healthy, keep us safe, keep us full. Together, gathered around the stumps of our tables or on top of the stumps, shouting to the sky with gratitude for everyone here and for the joyous times ahead. Let's say amen.
Amen. And now I'm so excited that I get to do the announcements this morning because we have such wonderful ones. Sally Henry has agreed to be our board president. She served NUUC for so many years in so many capacities, and we are in very good hands. Thank you so much, Sally, for stepping up. More wonderful news. We have officially hired our first ever professional music director, Ryan Marvel, and he will start December 1st. What an opportunity that will be for Namakwa to pursue our music ministry. I've met him, I've heard his concerts. He is phenomenal. It's so exciting. And that leads to the most exciting news, that we get to have an in-person option. We'll be back in December at the very first worship service with both the in-person option and a recorded option. So we'll be doing the two hybrid situation, and that will be in December. I could not be more happy. I'm so excited to see my kids. We are seeking a new administrative assistant. It's a 10-hour-a-week job. So if you're interested or have any friends that would be interested, contact our new president, Sally Henry. And we've started up our UU Writers Group. We'll meet once a month until the summer. Our next meeting is Friday, December the 3rd at 12:30 in Parker Hall, and lunch is provided. We have some spots open, so if anybody wants to join us, it's a really fun program put out by Soul Matters, and I can send you the packet for December, which is on our theme, Opening to Joy. And now I think that's the announcements. If Chad will send us to our rooms, we can have our virtual quarter coffee hour. And thank you everybody for coming to church today.
We seem to be dwindling. Anybody else there?
Hey, Vicky, I could assign you to a breakout room. Let me try to do that now.
I was in one for a while. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened either. Okay, I'm going to send you to room 2.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
Hey, I wanted to ask, is somebody taking care of Mim's cat? Is all that taken care of? Do you know? Anybody?
What?
Do you
I
know?
had the impression that she had somebody taking care of
Sorry, I just came back
him.
here.
Yeah.
Okay, that was very concerning. I did that once. I had to go take care of my dad. He was in the hospital and my cat was sick and she actually died while I was gone. And it was, I still feel guilty about it. It was really awful. And I thought she was at the vet. And when I called the vet, they said, oh, well, your cat died. And I'm like, what? Because my husband hadn't told me yet. And it was terrible, but I would feel so bad for her if something happened while she was
Oh, yeah. Oh, geez.
I mean, so that's good. I figured she had somebody set up, but you know.
She does have someone. Yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to leave your pets behind when they're getting old and frail.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, we going?
Okay, Larissa. Great to meet you.
Yeah, it was nice to see you
Okay,
again.
I'll see you guys all next.
Happy Thanksgiving,
Okay, love you
everyone.
all. Bye-bye.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Bye.
Bye.